Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into Architect of Action, the power of proactive design. We're going to be drawing from Steve Chandler's brilliant work on self-motivation to explore this absolutely profound shift. We're talking about moving from a passive, defensive mindset right into a state of proactive, creative control. Now, I know it sounds simple on the surface, but honestly, it's a real game changer that can completely redesign your daily life. Let's get into it.
So let's kick things off with a pretty crucial question. Are you just playing goalie in the hockey game of life? I mean, really think about a goalie for a second. They just stand there in one place, totally tense, waiting, and their whole job is basically just trying to block the pucks flying incessantly at them, right? They don't control the game at all. They are completely at the mercy of it. So ask yourself, do your days kind of feel like that? Are you just exhausting yourself trying to block whatever the world fires your way?
That brings us to Section 1, the trap of reacting, or what we can call the unconscious habit of defense. And the scary part is, we can spend whole days in this mode without even realizing it. It literally starts the exact second you open your eyes. You wake up, boom, reacting to the clock radio news. You drag yourself out of the car, and immediately you're reacting to traffic. Honking your horn, maybe deploying some, let's call it, colorful sign language out the window. Then you finally sit down at your desk, spot an urgent email on the screen, and bam, you're reacting to that too. It's just this exhausting, continuous cascade of defense.
And sadly, this habit doesn't just magically stop after the morning commute. It goes on all day long. We find ourselves constantly, relentlessly reacting to daily intrusions. We're reacting to our own internal feelings, demands from a spouse or the kids, maybe difficult customers, seemingly insensitive bosses, or even just a grumpy waitress on your lunch break. The pucks just keep flying.
All right, moving on to Section 2, the Bill Walsh Playbook, taking the offensive. We're going to look at how the legendary San Francisco 49ers head coach completely mastered this mindset.
Now, check out the stark contrast here between typical coaches and Bill Walsh. Most typical coaches, well, they wait to see how the game unfolds and then respond with reacting plays. Basically, they're playing goalie. But Walsh, he was totally different. People actually thought he was a bit eccentric because he'd pace the sidelines holding this massive sheet of pre-planned plays. He absolutely refused to wait and respond. Instead, he forced the other team to respond to him.
Which leads us nicely into Section 3, creating versus reacting, the anatomy of a day. Because honestly, the sheer genius of Bill Walsh boils down to this one fundamental difference. Take a really close look at these two words, creating and reacting. If you look at their spelling, you'll actually uncover a pretty wild linguistic coincidence. They are exact anagrams of each other. Now, by definition, an anagram rearranges the exact same letters of a word to create an entirely new one. So, creating and reacting literally use the exact same raw materials, but they yield completely different results based on how you arrange them. And you know what? Your day is exactly the same way. You have the same raw hours, the same energy. It's 100% up to you whether you arrange them into a creation or you just sit back and let the world arrange them into a reaction. Author Robert Fritz really hit the nail on the head when he said, "When your life itself becomes the subject matter of the creative process, a very different experience of life opens to you, one in which you are involved with life at its very essence." I absolutely love that quote. It elevates our whole discussion today way beyond just, basic workplace productivity. It means that proactive design is actually about connecting with the very essence of your own life.
Okay, final section here, number 4. Design your own plays, taking control of the game. Let's take all of this theory and actually put it into practice to design your very own game plan.
So it really comes down to 3 super actionable steps. First, plan your day in advance, just like Walsh. Second, and this is huge, stop viewing your to-do list as this heavy burden and start seeing those tasks as offensive plays that you are actively running. And third, through this preparation, make the world respond to you. You set the pace.
Now you might be thinking, well, what if I just decide not to plan? The source text highlights a really powerful old Jewish folk saying, "A person who does not make a choice makes a choice." Let that sink in. You cannot opt out. If you don't actively choose to create your days, the chaotic, reactive life you end up getting won't just be some random accident. It'll be the direct result of your choice to do nothing.
So I want to leave you with one final question to really get you thinking today. Knowing the trap of reacting, I want you to look at your upcoming day. Instead of waking up as a goalie tomorrow, just bracing yourself and waiting for that first puck to fly at your head, what is the very first play you are going to proactively run?